We did pretty well yesterday. The games are still going on, but we hit in all but one of our bets in the Orlando game, and the bets for the Golden State game are looking pretty good. So today we're back with more plays, and the first is going to be Duncan Robinson to go over his line against the Bulls tomorrow night. Now, if you look at this projection and the DVP here, the Bulls defense is just horrendous at pretty much every single position. Stats, they give up a ton of points. The third most in the league, the third most rebounds, third most assists. They give up the most points in the paint, and they give up a good amount of three balls as well, except to the small forward spot, which is actually a little bit concerning, but still, I'm not very worried about this as he's hit in 5 of his last 10, 3 of his last 5, 13 of his last 20, and 17 of his last 30, hitting this at a 57% clip this year, and is 60% against the Bulls, and that includes 3 games this year. So I'm liking this Duncan Robinson overline. Vegas likes it as well, so we're going to go with that as the first play of the day. The AI projection really likes this. They're projecting him to have a night and clear this in the first half. Next up, we have a younger guy here for the Dallas Mavericks, and he's a guy that's hit this line in his last 5 games, 8 of his last 10, and 15 of his last 20, and that's going to be Max Christie to go over 6.5 points. This is a line that feels extremely low. Yes, the Sacramento defense is decent, but they are 19th in points given up to shooting guards. This is going to be a night where Max Christie, he really needs to ball out. He has been hitting this at a 77% clip through his last 30 games, and he's hitting it at 67% this year. This feels a little bit free here. The projection really likes this as they have him at 11 points compared to the line, which is 6.5. So we're definitely going to hammer this line for Max Christie. Next up, we have Josh Giddey, who has hit this line in 5 of his last 10 games and 14 of his last 20, including 17 of his last 30, which is 17.5 points. And we're going to have this going over here in this game against Miami. They are middle of the pack in terms of giving up points to shooting guards. They are actually better against the wings and the center spot compared to the point guard spot, which is why I like Josh Giddey here. He's been playing well as of late. The projections like it a lot, where they have him almost scoring 21 points compared to 17.5, so a plus 3.21. We're going to like that a lot there. No major injuries here other than, of course, Lonzo Ball, who will be a game-time decision, and then everybody else has kind of been out. He is a game-time decision, but I'm not too worried about it. Trey Jones is out. Nasumu is out, so as we can see, as of late, he has been hitting this line a ton, 14 of his last 20. We're going to take this, and it should be pretty much sweat-free. Next up, we have Patrick Williams, and yes, the defense for Miami is good against the wings, but this line feels extremely small. At 7.5, we're going to take the over here. Vegas actually likes the under on this line a little bit more, but he's hitting this at almost a 60% clip this year. 55% head-to-head against the Miami Heat. He's hitting in 3 of his last 5, 5 of his last 10, only 8 of his last 20, but 16 of his last 30. He's gotten a little bit cold as of late, which is why I think this is a very discounted line, and a line that he will hit in what is a must-win game for the Chicago Bulls. When you look at the projections, it really likes him here at a +2 compared to his line, so we're definitely going to be taking Patrick Williams here on the over at -112 odds. Finally, today we have Khalil Ware, and we showed it earlier. This Bulls defense is not fantastic, and they give up the second most points to centers in the entire NBA. He's also hit this line in 80% of his last 5 games, which is 4 of his last 5, 6 of his last 10, and 12 of his last 20, including 17 of 30 for a pretty good hit rate. Now, yes, he started the season slow. He's a rookie. But if you look at these last 10 games, these last 20 games, specifically the last 16, he has hit it in all but 4. 12 of his last 16. I'm going to take this line. Vegas is kind of split in half right here, but I'm taking the over here on 9.5 points. The projections like it a good amount, almost 2 points over what his line would be. No significant injuries really to talk about here. He's going to be facing Vucevic, and as you can see, the DVP really likes this play.